Hey, yo, we are Judy Sings the Blues, and we are here today to celebrate the best of Delaware. Hit it! You're playing tricks on me. I know that it's you. You're funny all over, like you're doing voodoo. I try to run and hide, 'cause you always seem to be by my side, creeping round all alone. I feel it deep down into my bones. You're playing tricks on me. You're playing tricks on me. Feel goosebumps all over, quivering deep down inside. Feel powerless everywhere. There's no tears, but I know that I cry. I try to walk away, but you always seem to make me stay. Feels like I'm under a spell. I'm standing, but I feel like I fell. You're playing tricks on me. Hey, you're playing tricks on me. Oh, 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 oh.
Wow, this is so much fun. I can't even believe it. We are here. It is Best of Delaware Week. My name is Christopher Bruce here with King Creative. We're in our cozy studios right at 8th and Market, downtown in Wilmington, Delaware, to celebrate Delaware Today's Best of Delaware Week. And I'm joined with my friend Monica Weber. Monica, welcome to the studio. Monica here from Delaware Today. And I know it's a little different than we've maybe done this in the past, right? Because, well, it's virtual. And you guys have put on an amazing event up until now. One that I think that is probably one of the most looked forward to events of the year in the entire area. So tell us a little bit about that, and we can get to what we're going to be talking about here tonight with the virtual.
Sure. Well, as you said, it's one of the most looked forward to evenings in the state, mostly because we base the Best of Delaware on our readers poll. We have a few editors' picks in there. And once we get that list together, we invite all of those winners to join us for a big party. Lots of food and drink and music and all that good stuff.
Well, and who doesn't like a good party? And especially nowadays, I think we're all craving those social gatherings, and we've had to adjust. We've had to adapt, and a lot of things now are virtual. It is just the way it is. We've got to stay safe. We've got to work together, and hopefully, if we do that, we can get back together in those great big events and be dancing on the dance floor and celebrating like we have in the past. But it's a group effort.
Hopefully, in the meantime, we can support those winners so we can all get back to that place.
Absolutely, and that's what we're here tonight to do. We are going to be celebrating the Best of Delaware, and we've got some great segments. We're going to be kicking off to a couple of our winners throughout this program, hearing about some music. We came out there. We got let in by Judy Sings the Blues with a great track. That was called Tricks. Hope you enjoyed that. We're going to hear more from them later in the program as well. And we're also joined in the studio here with one of our really good friends, Leeanne from Delaware Business Times over there, checking in on the comments at home. So if you guys are watching, please get on those chats and tell us what you think, and tell us what you're doing at home to celebrate.
Yeah, send us some love. Comment, like, share, let us know what you're doing.
Absolutely, and if you noticed, Leeanne, Monica, looking pretty good tonight, and they were styled, right? So you guys had a little help maybe getting your looks together. So who helped you guys with that?
That would be Kathy and Sissy over at Peter Kate in the Fairfax Shopping Center. Leeanne and I went to see them on Monday, and they hooked us up.
Looking good. I love those jackets. And not only that, but you guys also rolled up here in style, and I actually happened to catch a quick little video of that. Let's cut right here to a close-up because I want to show you guys how they rolled up here. It's pretty fun. Here we go. There it is. Can you see that? Showing up in the Range Rover. That's right. There they are, ranging it up to the studio here at King Creative. And just if it helps at all, gives you any perspective, I rolled up in a Wastemaster's vehicle, so, if the shoe fits, I guess. But you guys looked really, really classy coming down Market Street in that Range Rover.
It's beautiful on the inside as it is on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's nice to see them, and I guess they're one of the supporters of the event, so that was cool of them to help you guys out with that ride in. So all good things. What's next on the program? I know we've got a lot to get to here tonight. We're going to be, I think, heading out to one of our winners, and are they ready over there?
Over at
Columbus Inn. Are they ready? So, hey, let's do it. We're going to go check in with Tony at Columbus Inn, where he's going to be hooking us up with some classic cocktail recipes. Nothing like starting a party right. Check it out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to celebrate the Best of Delaware here at the Columbus Inn. We're going to make a few drinks for you. First drink is going to be the classic CI Cosmopolitan. Drink started for you. We have Grey Goose vodka. I'm going to use 2.5 ounces for the cocktail. Next, we're going to go with some fresh squeezed lime juice. 1/2 ounce of that. Triple sec is going to be our orange liqueur. We're going to top that off with 1 ounce of fresh cranberry juice. And the key part is a nice shake to get that nice chilled martini for you. All right. nothing goes better with a nice martini than a frosted, chilled martini glass. Fresh piece of lime on there. And that is our classic CI Cosmopolitan. All right, I hope everyone's still thirsty. We have a great cocktail coming up next. Even though it's summertime, our CI Manhattan is very refreshing. We're gonna pour Maker's Mark over fresh ice with some vermouth and bitters and fantastic Amarino cherries with a nice orange peel as a garnish. All right, we're gonna add fresh ice here. I'm gonna start with using Maker's Mark Bourbon. We're gonna add some vermouth. And that's gonna get topped off with some bitters. We're gonna give that a nice stir. Mix everything up. Frosted martini glass is always essential, even for a Manhattan. For the classic CI Manhattan, goes down delicious any day of the year. One last drink for you. We have our classic CI Margarita. We're gonna start with salting our cocktail glass. We're gonna rim that with a nice lime wedge. It's gonna give it a nice lime zest, but it's also gonna help our salt stick to the rim. Add some ice to that. All right, now we're gonna start with the drink. We're gonna use Patron. We're gonna pour that over fresh ice so we can shake that up. Add our Patron. And we're gonna go back to fresh squeezed lime juice. Perfect ingredient in a margarita, it's a must-have. And we're gonna add some orange liqueur, triple sec. We have some blue agave nectar as well. All right, and we're gonna give that a nice shake. Right, can't shake that too much. Pour that over our fresh ice, our salted cocktail glass. And that right there is our classic CI Margarita. Thank you everyone for joining us and celebrating Best of Delaware here at the Columbus Inn. We had some fantastic cocktails for you. Gonna send it back to the studio for you guys. Thanks so much.
Delaware Week. Best of Delaware Week. It is my new favorite thing, I think, in all of Wilmington and Delaware. And it would not be possible if it wasn't for our generous group of sponsors. So we want to take a moment to thank them. Great companies. We've got to say a special thanks out to Davy Tree Expert Company, Fast Signs, Land Rover Wilmington, Mass Mutual Greater Philadelphia, NKS Distributors, Secret Agency, Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits, and, of course, Waste Masters Solutions. Now, I know King Creative was on there, but it's not about us. This is about Delaware Today and the best of Delaware. So, Monica, talk to me a little bit about what's happening this week. I know that people can go to bestofde.com for all the information. So if you guys are curious, just go right there. It's a simple site, bestofde.com. All kinds of good information on there.
Absolutely. You'll find all kinds of fun stuff. So we tried to, turn this into, obviously the Best of Delaware is such a great event. We tried to make up for it by layering in a lot of things, starting off with obviously this kickoff celebration.
Yeah.
But we also we've asked all the winners to register on the website and tell us what specials they'll be running during Best of Delaware Week. So there's more than 125 different locations listed that have specials running throughout the week. We also have some winner spotlight locations where you can go and get this wonderful little bag with your copy of the July issue.
This is, a beautiful cover. I don't know if you guys can see this. And the feel of the magazine is actually really nice. I think you guys did a great job in producing this. It's a beautiful piece, and they can find these circulating throughout at all of those spotlight locations. Is that correct?
Well, it should be there's still probably a few on newsstands available if you want to go to the newsstands, but we also have the winter spotlight locations, and our friends at Land Rover Wilmington, throughout Best of Delaware Week from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. you can just drive up and they'll give you a copy of the issue and they'll give you a little Land Rover gift too.
Wow, not bad. I'll take a Land Rover gift.
And you'll find there a pinwheel garden in support of our beneficiary, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
All right, wonderful. So we are going to keep things rolling right along here. We've got some classic cocktails out of the way, which means I think it's time for some food. So we're going to head over to our friends at Limestone Barbecue, Bourbon and Barbecue with Robbie Chester.
Thanks, guys. Well, for Best of Delaware Week, we're going to do some demonstrations for you. So we have a little bit of Maker's Mark barbecue sauce that we're going to make for you. Then we're going to slide right to the sweet spot with some bourbon and bananas for dessert. I hope you're hungry. Okay, so we're going to get started with our Maker's Mark barbecue sauce. Now, this is the basics for any kind of barbecue sauce that you want to make. If you are smoking meats at home, you might not want to use sauce, and that's okay, but if you're going to use a sauce, this is a great alternative. So we're going to start with a little bit of olive oil into our pan. Now, we have a hot pan. We want to make sure that it is hot, that the oil moves around a little bit in our pan, because that's going to lubricate this and make it non-stick. We don't want anything sticking to the bottom of the pan and burning. We want to make sure that we have good fundamentals. So we're going to drop in about a cup of diced onion. This is Vidalia onion. I like a sweeter onion. It's going to add some natural sweet notes to it. I'm going to turn our heat down just a little bit, and we have 2 tablespoons of garlic. We're going to give that a little bit of a stir. Now we want to just gently sweat this. We don't want to get any color on these just yet. If they get a little bit of color, a little bit of caramelization over time, that's great. But we don't want to add too much right now because it'll burn through the cooking process. So we're going to allow this to sweat. The onions will start to get a little bit opaque, a little translucent. We're going to move them around just a little bit. Turn our flame back on. About a medium heat here. Now we're going to add some spices. So we have some smoky chili powder here. It's going to add a little bit of heat, spicy heat, but also just some nice smoky characteristics, which is going to pair well with our cherry wood smoked barbecue. So we're going to add that in there. It's about a tablespoon there. And then I love just coarse ground black pepper. It's going to add spice. It's going to add character. I like the look of the pepper in the barbecue sauce. We're going to add a little bit of that in as well. So now we've added our spicy elements. We're going to mix them around in our onions and our garlic, just till they get fragrant. I can smell the smokiness. I can actually feel in the back of my throat a little bit of the spice there. And when you're doing this right, you'll feel when you move the spatula around that the spatula will actually start to stick to the bottom of the pan a little bit. So you know that you're releasing the oils and those spices and things like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our Maker's Mark. Now, whenever you're cooking with any kind of alcohol, please remove the pan from the stove as you're doing that, just to be safe. So I've removed it from the stove. I'm going to add my Maker's Mark in here, a little bit, maybe just a little bit more if you like that kind of thing. And then you can tip it forward to flame off some of that alcohol. We're going to let that cook. I'm going to step back, give it a little room. Then once that flames off, what we're going to do again, we don't want to do that. That's just for show. We want to let that flame off just a little bit, and then we're going to pull it off the flame. We're gonna add in our apple cider vinegar. This is gonna add, again, some sweet notes and a little bit of tartness. We have a little bit of hot sauce here we're gonna add as well. So we're gonna add all the liquid elements now. And secret recipe, secret ingredient, Dr. Pepper. And then to finish it off and give us some body, we're gonna turn our heat up now. We wanna get it to a nice simmer, allow some of this to start reducing. We have some tomato ketchup here. Staple in most barbecue sauces around the country, whatever style you're in, you usually see tomato ketchup as an ingredient. Just gonna mix that in gently so everything is incorporated. You could use a whisk here, and I have one just in case, but I kind of like it to naturally come together as it boils. Now, what's really important now is you want to make sure that we cook the barbecue sauce. It's gonna continue to develop that flavor, the sweetness, the natural sweetness, so you don't have to add a lot of extra sugar or maple syrup. You could if you want to. Certainly that's your option. We're cooking, the recipe's just a guideline, but we wanna make sure that we have good solid fundamentals. We wanna let this simmer, and a simmer is gonna be, like you can see right here, where the bubbles are around the edge of the pan. That's what we define as a simmer. If there's bubbles throughout, that's what we call a boil. We don't want to do that. We want a simmer, which is going to reduce this. It's going to allow the sugars to remain and the water to evaporate. So we'll get a nice, delicious, sweet sauce. So we're going to let this cook. I can smell the Maker's Mark. It's got a little bit of that alcohol bite in there. I can smell the sweetness, the pepper, a little bit of the vinegar. Going to give it a taste. It's just tart enough. It's got nice spice. I actually would probably add a little bit more hot sauce for me, but you can do whatever you'd like, and you could omit the hot sauce if you wanted. But I think it's a wonderful little Texas-style barbecue sauce. Now, we would probably cook this for another 20-25 minutes, but we're gonna go for demonstration's sake and put it on our ribs. Now, the smoky ribs, they've been smoked for 4 hours. They do have a little bit of brown sugar, butter, and hot sauce on them already, so they have a nice, smoky, sweet deliciousness, a little bit of glaze. But we're gonna go ahead, and I like a saucy rib, so we're gonna just paint a little bit of barbecue sauce on our finished ribs here. If you like a lot of sauce, do a lot of sauce. If you like a little, do a little. And if you like none, more power to you. Just gonna paint a little bit of that sauce on the ribs there, and that is our beautiful Maker's Mark barbecue sauce. So next, what we're gonna do is a little take on my favorite, which is Bananas Foster. We're gonna do some bourbon bananas. So we're gonna start with a saute pan here on high heat. Butter. Butter makes it better. So we're gonna do a little bit of butter and an equal volume of brown sugar. We use light brown sugar. You could use a mix of light and dark brown sugar. I happen to like the light brown sugar. I just like the flavor that it adds to it. And we're just gonna kind of spread it around on the pan here. We want the butter to melt. We want the sugar to start to dissolve. And then we have a little bit of rum. So before it gets too hot, I'm gonna turn my flame down. Like I said before, we wanna make sure if we're adding any kind of alcoholic element, we pull it off the flame, add the alcohol in. In this case, I don't want it to flame just yet, so I'm gonna kind of give it a little toss there. I'm really gonna watch. This was a dark rum. You could use your preference of dark rum. If you like banana flavored liqueur, you could use that. But what I've got here is I can smell the rum. I can smell a little bit of the sugar starting to caramelize. We've got that good simmer going there. And at this point, it's gonna be a little tiny bit separated. That's fine. You're gonna see pieces, I'm gonna turn my flame down just a little bit, pieces of the butter and the liquid in here start to separate. That's okay, because once we add the next round, the Maker's Mark, it's all gonna come together. So I'm gonna drop in a little cinnamon stick. Again, that's just a little flavor preference for me. I love cinnamon on this. We've got a nice bubble, nice boil we've got going on there. It's looking pretty good. And now we'll get ready to add in our Maker's Mark. But first, I want to just talk about the bananas. So the bananas, I've kind of cut the peel back a little bit here, so it prepares me for when the time comes to cook the banana. And then I can actually just take and open this peel up and kind of just break the banana up with the spoon here. Just one of those little touches that gets you ready for the moment when it's time to add it. So I'm going to sit that right there. We'll get ready to add this Maker's Mark. Now I do have a little bit of ground cinnamon that we're going to use. I like to put some in now and then some in towards the end because I like it to be a little bit more raw tasting towards the end. That's just a personal preference. We're gonna serve our bourbon bananas with a little bit of vanilla ice cream. I'm classic in that way. I love a classic vanilla ice cream. I love the simplicity of it, the sweetness. It just reminds me of summertime as a kid. So what we're gonna do now to flame our bourbon bananas is we're gonna allow this caramel that we've built to come towards the back of the pan like this. And then we're gonna just gently put that on the edge of the flame here. We're just trying to build a little bit of heat in the front of that pan there. We want to be safe. We don't want it smoking. We want it to just be on the edge of the smoke point, but we want to make sure that it's hot enough to make the bourbon flame up. So we've got that heat. Then what we're going to do, we're going to pull it off of the heat. We're going to draw a little line with our Maker's Mark across the front of the pan. We're going to tip it forward. We're going to allow the flame to burn off. We're going to add in our cinnamon. It'll add a little bit of fireworks. But this is something you definitely want to be safe. Rather safe than sorry. You're better off to have no flame than have tons of flame and not be able to control it. So I've got a little bit of that smoke. We can see that there. So that's good. I'm going to let it cool down just a tad. I'm going to draw my line of Maker's Mark across the front here. I'm going to give it a second. While I've still got flame, I want to make sure I get my cinnamon in there. I'm going to dump in our bananas. Mix it around, break my bananas up if I need to. Give it a little toss. This is one of my favorite desserts. It's great over funnel cake. It's great over vanilla ice cream. I can smell the cinnamon. I can see and smell the bourbon in there. I love the caramel, and caramel is great with everything. It smells fantastic. And to serve this, what we're gonna do is we have a little bit of vanilla ice cream here, as simple as it can be. We're gonna take and make sure we spoon a few of our bananas on top there. And you wanna make sure that you get some of that bourbon, brown sugar, caramel in there. And you know what? If you've still got it, you can slide that little cinnamon stick on top there as a garnish. And to me, that is a perfect bourbon dessert. Bourbon bananas, Maker's Mark barbecue sauce. We're gonna send it back to you guys, the Delaware Today team in the studio. Enjoy. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. Cheers.
Robbie, that was not, are you kidding me right now with that
like
Bananas
smell it
Foster, all that Maker's Mark, that bourbon just coming together with those two dishes. If you guys aren't hungry now, I don't know what's going on out there. But just again, to remind you guys, all the information is at bestofde.com. But we're going to kick it back over to Leeanne to check in on the comments. Leeanne, what are you seeing over there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just reading my favorite magazine ever, Delaware Today, Best of Delaware edition. We are getting some great comments, likes. Make sure you're going on either our Facebook page live. You can check it out there and comment yourself. But one that we received, which I think is good to talk about, is, let's see here what they said. It says, question, where do you find out who won for 2020? That's a great question.
Absolutely, Leeanne, that is a great question. And again, all of the winners and all of the information on Best of Delaware Week is at
bestofde.com.
That's right, bestofde.com. And one thing I wanted to take a second to talk about was the beneficiary. Because I know in the past, you guys, you have an event and you're able to have your beneficiary there at the event with like silent auction items and different ways that you can fundraise for them. So this year must have been a little bit more challenging. So who is the beneficiary and how can people support them?
Yes, I had to make the unfortunate phone call to say we were not having a live event. Contacting our friends at Prevent Child Abuse Delaware. I would highly recommend that you check out their website. They do a lot of really, really great stuff. And if you're able, hit that donate button and donate. It would really help them out this year. We're going to bring them back next year. Okay, as a favor, you know, like listen, we all took a bit of a hit. And honestly, right now, unfortunately, and I really do hate to say that, but it is more important than ever to support that organization and others that are protecting children. Because with COVID and all of the things that are going on and keeping people at home, unfortunately, there are more incidences happening. So make sure you check them out. Yes, and there's a link right on bestofde.com. There's a beneficiary page, so you can go right there and check them out. All right, very cool. So that being said, what else is on bestofde.com? Because I know there's a lot of cool functions. I think there's even like a photo booth or something. So how does that even work? Yeah, so we found a way to do a virtual photo booth. So if you go to the bestofde.com, click on the link that says virtual photo booth, and it'll take you to a page where you can actually it'll take control of your camera, and it'll put a bestofde.com banner on you. And then you can like post that to your social media. Yes, it downloads to your phone, but it also goes to a Dropbox folder where we can post a gallery online following the event. So definitely check that one out. Leeanne and I tried it right before the show. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing all of those selfies. So make sure you go there. There's I think a tab, right? And there's a button. You can see it right there. It says virtual photo booth. Yes. Click on that. Have some fun, post those pictures, and we just can't wait to see everybody's pictures at home. That's going to be great. Take a selfie at a Best of Delaware winter location, or enjoying a great meal at a Best of Delaware winter location, or just having a good time. Always having a good time, and that's what this is all about. We are celebrating after all, so... Wait, there's more. Ooh, I love more. You know what I like more than less? More. More. Yeah. So on that virtual photo booth page, in order to gain access to the camera, you have to give us your name and your email address, but it enters you to win $500 worth of gift cards to Best of Delaware winners. That's a serious prize. That's all presented by Mass Mutual Greater Philadelphia, one of our great sponsors. Well, that's really cool. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably going to hop on there myself and throw the old hat in the ring, so to speak, and try to get in on that. I don't know if I'm eligible, actually, but hey, it's worth a shot. We'll see what happens. Rob? No? All right, we'll talk about that later. So what else we got? We have some good stuff coming up. I think we actually might have some more music possibly coming up here. We do. So let's kick it over to Judy Sings the Blues with another wonderful rendition. Let's go off to that now. Guys.
Said you want a friend, but you can't even buy one. Don't wanna pretend, you just wanna have fun. You search all over town, you're feeling let down. You can't even buy one. You said you set the pace, thinning out the bad one. Look 'em in the face. You turn your back and then you run. Search all over town, you're feeling let down. You can't even buy one. Your time is running out. You start to scream and shout. You say you're going you don't think you have one. You want him 'cause he's his. You think you'll end up with none. You search all over town, you're feeling let down. You can't even buy one. Your time is running out. You start to scream and shout. You say you're going out of your mind. The heart that you will break, you'd rather just be fake instead of just taking your time. You can't even buy one. 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 You can't even buy one.
Hey, you gotta love it. Music kicking it off, rocking and rolling, 47 feet. That was the name of the last track by Judy Sings the Blues. Thank you guys for playing that. Again, that was back in the live room here at King Creative in the recording studio part of this crazy place that we're in right now. It's an awesome piece of the business. But we want to address a couple questions that we're getting. This right now is live on YouTube, which means you can comment directly on the YouTube link. If you go to there, you'll see below there's a comment section. But we're also going to be replaying this directly on Facebook, most likely sometime tomorrow, so look out for that. And that'll be like a live watch party type of vibe, so you'll be able to watch it on Facebook and comment away and have some fun with us as well again. And I know we were talking about the winners.
Right.
And that got me thinking a little bit about some of these amazing little profile videos.
Oh, yeah.
That one of our other sponsors and partners was helping you guys create.
Yes, definitely. So our friends over at Secret Agency Films helped us. We went out and visited 10 of our winners.
Nice.
We went to Wilmington Brew Works. I think that one was released today.
Perfect.
Drip Cafe. We visited Stone Balloon down in Newark. We went to the beach and we talked to our rising star chef, Maggie Solito from Matt's Fish Camp in Bethany Beach. So we had a lot of fun with those. And we'll be releasing them through Facebook, but you can also find them on the Meet the Winners page, where there's also a tab that'll take you to the editorial feature that outlines all of the winners.
Yeah, very cool. So again, check those all out at bestofde.com. That is the place for all information about the Best of Delaware campaign. And those profile videos are right on there. You're going to want to check those out. A lot of fun right there. And Secret Agency did a great job with those videos. So nice job with that. And we've got a little bit more to get to here, so we're going to be just kind of keeping this thing rolling. You know, I don't know if Leeanne, we've got some other comments we want to address and go to. Let's check in with Leeanne.
Well, we had actually some good feedback saying that the food's looking amazing on some of the videos that they've seen, and that they were wishing that they were here in person, which we all wish, but we are here live virtually, so that's good too.
Awesome. Well, very good. Thanks for that, Leeanne. And of course, the food does and did look amazing. Those cocktails at Columbus Inn look delicious as well.
I should mention, tomorrow, all of those recipes will be posted on the page at bestofde.com on the virtual kickoff party page.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you guys can mix up those classic cocktails from Columbus Inn. You can try that, you know, bananas Foster or that bourbon bananas recipe and maybe that barbecue sauce from Limestone. And next up, we have a really fun segment. We're heading over to Torbert Street Social to check in with Vicky, and she's going to whip up some craft cocktails. Let's see what she does, and maybe you'll get inspired.
Hi, I'm Vicky coming from Torbert Street Social, and today I'm here to teach you the lychee, which basically means I'm going to teach you how to make a lychee cocktail. We're using Haku vodka, which is coming from the Centauri family. We're going to do 2 ounces of this. We're going to pour it into our tin. I've got some lychee juice here, which we're going to do 1 ounce. Maybe a little extra, because it's good. 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, and 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, which is just equal parts sugar and water. Ice. We're going to shake it up, keep it nice and cold. Smile. All right. This is a Nick and Nora glass, which is fun. It's a smaller vessel, so it keeps your drink nice and cold. And then here comes the fun part, which is the bubble blaster. It's a gun that makes a smoke and makes a bubble on top of your cocktail. So, okay, goes on top. And then I also have a little lychee here to garnish it with. And then this is when you want to kind of pop the bubble and all the smoke will come out. The lychee right on top. And that's it, that's the Teachy the Lychee. I got a riddle for you. What's better than one cocktail? Two cocktails. So we're going to do the Yuzu Smash today using the Roku Gin, also a Suntory product. To start that off, I've got the Yuzu Marmalade, or Uzu Marmalade. I'm gonna use 2 scoops of this. Put it right into my tin. 1. And a scoop is it's like a bar spoonful is what I'm measuring it as, so it's slightly smaller than your typical spoon that you would use. So we got that. And now I'm going to use 3/4 of lime juice in there, and then 2 ounces of the Roku Gin. This has notes of the yuzu peel in it, so they combine well. It's a nice marriage. Ice, tin, shake it up. For this one, when you're using jam, which is like viscous, you kind of really want to shake it really hard. That way it all incorporates and gets well together, comes in well together. Okay, should be good. One more shake. Here. Well, that was a tough one. Okay, pour that on there. Okay, and then I also have this yuzu juice. I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know if that's actually what that is, but I'm gonna take their word for it. You're gonna top the drink off with that. It's very refreshing. And then I'm gonna garnish it with one of these pretty dehydrated oranges that we use. Put that right there. And that is something you can enjoy all summer long, and even in the winter too, if you wanted to get a little citrus boost in your immune system. We're gonna do our 3rd and final cocktail, and what they say is 3rd time's a charm. So today we're gonna do the Torbert penicillin to cure everything you got going on. So what I have here is minced ginger. I actually got lazy, I bought this at Whole Foods. You can do the same, or you can mince the ginger yourself. So you're gonna do a nice healthy scoop of that into your tin. And then I have honey, so ginger and honey are just delicious partners. And lemon juice. I did 1 ounce and 1 ounce, equal parts of that. And then we're gonna use the Suntory whiskey. This is the Toki whiskey. 2 ounces of that right into the tin. Okay. I'm gonna shake this up a little bit. Okay. Now this one's fun. So this is a version of the penicillin, which is a classic cocktail, just with a little twist to it. We're using the fresh ginger instead of making a honey ginger syrup. And then it usually is topped with a smoky whiskey like Lafroig or anything from Islay, which is an island in Scotland which produces peaty, smoky whiskey. So I'm going to use a double strainer to catch any of those ginger bits and pour it right into our little carafe here. Woo! Make a little mess. Okay. Discard that. I've got a large ice cube. I'm gonna put that right on top of there. And then to mimic that smoky taste that you would get normally from an Islay whiskey, we're just going to smoke the glass instead. So I have a butane torch. Be careful, kids, it's not a toy. No, I wasn't licensed to use this, but with much experience, got a couple burns. No, I don't. It's fine. So you smoke the charcoal here. I'm gonna put the glass on top, and that's just going to catch all that smoke inside there. And then flip it over, dump the ice cube in, and pour the remaining cocktail right on top. And then I have a fresh lemon. I'm gonna grab a lemon peel, express the oils over top of the glass, just like so. And then I'm actually gonna burn that as well, because that'll stick with the cocktail, I think, throughout the end. Put that right there on top. And that's the Torbert penicillin. It's gonna cure everything. Thank you so much for celebrating Best of Delaware with me here today at Torbert Street Social. Now we're gonna kick it back to my friends over at King Creative. See you later.
Seriously, how cool were those bubbles? Like the way she was able to put that on the glass and then like the
pop it.
smoke. Oh, hey.
Very cool.
Sorry guys, I think we're back. We were just loving Vicky's presentation. She was having so much fun over there making those craft cocktails. Makes you want to just jump over and check out Torbert Street Social. And we are going to jump over to Leeanne to check in with some more questions. Leeanne, what's happening over there on the chat?
Yeah, is everyone having a great time? We're having a blast here. A question that came in, which is awesome. Why are these businesses featured? Are they winners this year? Great question.
Leeanne, that actually is an amazing question. I love that. And, you know, Monica, I think you could speak to that a little bit. I could jump in there with you, but...
Sure. Well, we'd love to feature all of the winners. Obviously, there's only so much time for this particular broadcast. We have additional winners featured in those Meet the Winner videos that we talked about. But yes, they are winners. Columbusin won for Best Craft.
Classic, I believe, for Columbusin, yep.
Classic Cocktails, Columbusin. Torbert Street Social was Craft Cocktails.
Very cool.
And Limestone Barbecue and Bourbon was also a winner.
They were a winner, and it could have been barbecue, for instance.
It was.
I don't know. It's just a guess. Throwing it out there. Now, you guys can check out them, but this is real, as you said. We just didn't have time to feature everybody for this kickoff celebration, but everybody is featured throughout all of Best of Delaware Week. And again, all of that information and all of the winners are right there online at bestofde.com. So make sure you go and check that out. Celebrate all of those winners.
And the special offers. Don't forget the special offers from all of those winners. There's quite a few there.
And a good way to take advantage of that and put yourself in for a chance to win is to go to that virtual photo booth option. Take your selfies, post those, have some fun while you're doing it. And again, this is all about the best of Delaware, so let's just celebrate. Well, Monica, it's been a lot of fun.
Yes, it has.
You know, we wish we could stay with you guys for the rest of the evening, but unfortunately, our celebration has really pretty much come to a close. We have one last musical number with Judy Sings the Blues, and apparently I got ahead of myself, and the last one wasn't 47 feet. That's actually the track that they're setting up to play right now, and the one that they did play was Can't Even Buy One. That was the one in the mid-break. So now we're going to kick it out. Monica, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
It's my pleasure. Leeanne,
yes.
Cut over to Leeanne, give her a little love. That's the wave. We want to see that beautiful smile.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
It is absolutely a pleasure. From our hearts to yours, from our studio to your homes, this was the Best of Delaware celebration and kickoff party and event. Judy Sings the Blues playing us out with 47 feet.
tears. Strut around with your twisted personality. So back up 47. Hey. Hey. If you wanna know the truth, then ask me, please. 'Cause rumors spread just like a winter breeze. 'Cause you don't know a thing about me, baby. So back up 47. Hey. Hey, hey. Haters watching,